I am in the mood for decluttering. When I see a bunch of clutter around me, it makes my mind not able to relax. And I also believe that decluttering helps you to save money because it helps you to remember all the stuff that seems to get legs and accumulate into your house. Most of it used to be money. And when you think about decluttering it and making your space more peaceful, you think twice about bringing extra items back in. So if you are in the mood, you feel like you need to declutter, this video is for you. I'm going to give you 20 items that you should probably think about throwing away, donating, or recycling. So let's get started. Number one is if you have any nonstick cookware, take it out, take a look at it. Do you see any scratches on it? You know, where you've used on accident a metal utensil or somehow it's just gotten scratched. Maybe it wasn't you, maybe it was somebody else in the household. Those things you need to get rid of. You can look up and see what happens to nonstick cookware when it has scratches on it, that protective coating, and the stuff that's underneath there. I'm probably going to have somebody in the comments also talk about how you shouldn't use nonstick pans anyway because there's new research on all the stuff that's in that. Anywho, just check out your pans, see if they've got any scratches. If they are nonstick and they have scratches, maybe think about getting rid of those. Number two are old, worn out shoes. When shoes get worn out, especially things like walking shoes or running shoes, they aren't good for your feet. They have to be replaced every so often, and people will end up replacing them, but they'll never throw away the old ones. Here's a rule of thumb for us in our household. When we get new shoes, the shoes that we were wearing previously become the dirty shoes, meaning my husband's tennis shoes that he used to walk and run in now become yard mowing shoes. And then mine become, we're going somewhere, we're gonna be getting dirty, there might be mud, those are my secondary shoes. So over time, you go and replace your shoes that you use for your normal walking or running, and they have on rotation. The old ones that you are using for your lawn maintenance or your dirty shoes get thrown out. We make a pattern of it and a habit when shoes get replaced. Number three, when I was in my 20s, I liked handbags. They weren't name brand, I just liked handbags. So I would always replace handbags, and my family loved it because they got my gently used handbags. But these days, maybe you don't spend as much on handbags, or like me, I might get one every once in a while, but somehow end up keeping the one I previously used, thinking I might go back and use it even though it's worn down, it's got some scratches, looks a little rough, kind of over the style of it. Go through those handbag piles that you have and see if any are gently used, not in style for you anymore, probably not going to use it. You're at a different stage in your life where you've got to carry a lot more stuff or maybe less stuff. And you can actually take some of those, depending upon what the brand is of it, and make some money off of it, or just donate it for somebody when it's gently used, or if it's in really rough shape, maybe it's just trash time. Take a moment, go look through those handbags, and really consider which ones you should get rid of. Number four are sunglasses that are scratched. For me, I treat sunglasses similar to how I treat tennis shoes. When I have a pair of sunglasses, I'll put my hand up right now and let you know I'm real good at somehow dropping it and it getting scratched pretty quickly. So what I'll do is when I have that, and it'll somehow always be right in the line of sight of my eyeball, which just really annoys me. You can't fix it. It's always there. It's like a piece of lint that you can't get rid of. I can't stand that. But what I'll do is I will have a pair of pool or ocean sunglasses. So if we go to the beach on vacation, or if I'm going to our pool, I will have a pair of pool and beach glasses. Those glasses will always be the ones that are scratched. Why? Because I've been known to possibly have my sunglasses on in the ocean, and I really don't have a good center of gravity. I tend to fall easily, and to hold myself up when ocean waves are hitting me, even though I'm only about knee deep, yes, sometimes I'll fall and the glasses will just get washed away in the ocean. That has happened to me at least once. And so what I will do is have that extra pair, and then I'll have the pair that I have in my car for when I'm driving and I need to see perfectly without little scratches. Rotate those sunglasses. So you don't need to keep them, only keep that one extra pair for those times when maybe you're by a pool and you're probably going to drop them on concrete. Might not be a good thing. That's just one of those things that I also rotate. Number five seems to be a ongoing thing. I have an 8-year-old. If you have children, you know how quickly children outgrow clothes. Maybe it's grandchildren that you have. It is a constant seasonal thing when I have to go through the clothing to get rid of the things that she can no longer wear. Or she'll put it on and I'll go, what happened overnight that got so short. Oh, you somehow grew that quickly. So it's a constant thing that I have to keep decluttered is her clothing. Also, it's also to think about not getting too much clothing for kids at a time, because they have their favorites that they usually wear all the time, and they do grow so quickly that you could end up wasting a lot of money. I know most people do as babies have way too much clothes and they never get to wear half of it. I make it a habit to go through every summer, spring, winter, fall, and go through her clothing to see what I should get rid of, what I should donate, what's ready for the trash pile, what I can see if somebody else would like who has a child that's slightly smaller than mine. That way we can share in the goodness of that. Go through those kids' clothes, see what you can get rid of. Number 6, it seems like everything comes with a user manual. I am not a fan of user manuals. You can usually find the answer to most things online. When you have user manuals, maybe you have a specific spot that you keep them, but maybe you should probably go through them. If you really like to keep user manuals, go through them and see if you still have the thing that the user manual goes through. That user manual from 3 phones ago, you might not still have. I know a lot of companies are starting to go where they have user manuals only online. I think it's easier. You can just Google the answer and it can just find the answer for you. But if you are one that likes to keep those user manuals, my husband would put his hand in the air. He keeps those for sure. Go through and see which ones you no longer have the thing that's attached to it. You can obviously discard those user manuals. Number 7, this might be a touchy thing for some of you. I know I've mentioned it in the past and I've gotten, but it's craft supplies that you just aren't going to use. The things that you thought one day, I'm gonna start making bracelets and I'm gonna get all this thread, or I'm gonna start making quilts. I'm gonna get all these scraps of fabric, and then your sewing machine breaks down and you're like, I'm not buying another sewing machine, those things are so expensive. But you have all this stuff. Some of you buy more craft stuff even if you haven't finished the crafts that you already have. I'm not trying to call you out here, but just think about it. Maybe go through that craft stuff. See where you are in the stage of life, because we all change, and say, be honest with yourself, what can I get rid of? And I'm not saying throw away. You can take these to a retirement home, or maybe even donate them to a school craft or a school art teacher, or find somebody who also loves crafts and you can give those things to them. So this is a wonderful thing to give back, to really go through, declutter, focus on the things that you are going to do, because you might be overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that's in there, which is hindering you from moving forward with the craft that you're really interested in. Number 8, if you like to paint your nails, you might have nail polish bottles sitting around. Well, those things start to dry up. Now, I've seen where there's this drops that you can put in the nail polish bottle, shake it up, and it can help. But some of those, it just never helps. It separates, it never goes on or applies the same way. This is something that you need to go through on a constant basis, meaning at least every 6 months or so, because those things dry out. So maybe you do your nails quite often, you save money by not going out and having manicures or pedicures, but you have some different colors that you like to choose from. But they're starting to take up a lot of space under your bathroom cabinet. When's the last time you've dug those out, looked at them, and gone, oh, this one's completely dry, it's got to be tossed? So this might be an area you want to focus on. Number 9 are medications. So this could be over-the-counter medications, prescribed medications that are expired. I know, think about it. It's wintertime. Let's assume it's wintertime right now. It's not extremely hot where I am. Is it hot where you are? Let me know in the comments down below. It's hot with a capital H-O-T and plenty of humidity. My hair, it's only flat right now because I'm inside. Getting back to assuming it's wintertime, you've got a really nasty cold. You go and get all the over-counter medications. Half of them work, half of them don't. You've got them. It's the same time next year. You're looking at the medications. Uh-oh, you bought all this stuff because in the heat of the moment when you're extremely sick, you don't care. You will get everything you think you need to try to make yourself feel better, even if you aren't ever going to use all of it. And sometimes that stuff starts to collect. You've got to go through it. Maybe it's bug bite medication or itchy medication or the ointment that you put on a cut. Band-Aids don't go bad, thank goodness, but all the other stuff might go bad. So go through all those expired medications or your medications whatsoever, or anything that is like that in that category, and see what you can get rid of, what might be expired. You might find that there's some stuff that's the expiration date was a couple of years ago. Number 10, pet food. Checking the expiration date on pet food. Now, I'll tell you why. Usually the pet goes through the food, But I don't know about you, but pets are extremely expensive. It's just getting more and more. They are extremely expensive. A sick pet visit to the vet can be a very big blow to your budget. And I know our dog was sick a couple of years ago. There was a point where it was like in whatever kind of digestive issues. So I had all these different canned digestive foods, cans that we were trying to see what worked. Well, I hung on to them because I didn't know, what if you got sick in 6 more months and I needed to try this? Well, eventually it gets expired. So maybe this is the situation with you. You've got these things from when your pet was sick. Go through those. See what's expired, what you don't need to give your pet. We don't need to make them sicker. The same thing applies to makeup or things that you put on your face, so skincare. When you're looking at things that might expire, this stuff has chemicals in it. It has things that go bad after a certain amount of time, and you don't want to put that on your body. And if you put it on your makeup, you could break out. They say something about mascara lasts for about 3 months and you shouldn't use it after that. You don't want to put anything weird next to your eye and get some sort of eye infection. That's no fun. So paying attention to your makeup. How long have you had it? Checking out your skincare products. How long have you had it? Do you just use it a little bit? Is it something you use occasionally? I know for me, I don't wear a ton of makeup. I wear tinted sun cream. Jeez, can't even get this one out. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, tinted sunscreen. I got it that time. And some mascara, some eyeliner, maybe fix my overly plucked 90s eyebrows, but that's about it. But if I have any other makeup, I have to pay attention. Maybe I wear it for special occasions, how long I've had it. So check out your makeup and skincare collection to see if there's anything that's expired in there that you need to get rid of. Number 12 is another one you don't want to mess around with. It's anything that you have that's glass that maybe you drink out of or eat out of that might have a crack in it or a chip in it. I would recommend getting rid of that. At that point, if your glass or a glass bowl has any sort of a chip in it, that integrity of that glass is compromised. And you don't want to risk somebody getting a piece of glass in their food or in their drink, or the glass breaking in the kitchen and then going everywhere. Glass, you don't want to get cut by that. So that's one of those things, if you see something like that, you should probably just go ahead and trash it. Number 13 is one of my favorite things to do every season, or from cold to warm temperatures, right? Is to go through clothing and see what's worn out, what I didn't wear. So if I'm starting a summer season, I'll go back and I'll look at my winter clothes and I'll say, what did I not wear this past winter? What did I not reach for? And that's a good indication to me of things that I need to donate or get rid of if it's worn out in that case. So what I would recommend is going through your clothing, seeing what doesn't work, maybe what you're not comfortable in, what you didn't reach for last season, and getting rid of those items. Number 14, we're around the time of vacations. We're a little past it at this point, but sometimes you might collect not handbags, we talked about those earlier, but like luggage or duffel bags, or have several different sizes of them. And sometimes you might find a really good deal. Maybe somebody's come out with a new cool bag that turns into a backpack that's a duffel bag. Yes, I have one of those. I'm not quite ready to recommend it yet. I did see it from somebody online who had bought it, and I thought, this seems great. It worked out fantastic this past summer. If I go through another summer trip, you know me, I am not one to recommend. I've never done a sponsorship. I'm not one to recommend something unless, it's tried and tested. But anyway, getting back to this duffel bag. If this bag works out great, then I will tell you guys next year what this bag is. And I was thinking about, if I love it, I'll get one for my husband and one for my daughter, but we'll see. But at that point, there might be other bags that you have. Maybe you travel a lot, maybe luggage, maybe it's torn, maybe you don't like it anymore, it's too small, it's too big. Go through all of that, especially during the vacation time frame, and see if there's something you can definitely donate. These are great donate items if it's in good condition. Number 15, I talked about how I used to actually love candles. I actually tried to started a candle line, and spent 2 years testing and making hundreds of candles. It never worked out. And then what I found was 2 years later, I don't even like candles anymore. However, I still have a couple of them because they're pretty and decorative. They keep closed up, but I like to keep them on a display shelf. Anywho, if you love candles or you have candles that are getting close to empty, these are great things to reuse. Check your candles out. Don't just throw away the candle if the jar is really cool. I mean, you might be able to take a pretty jar, heat it up a little bit with like some warm water, get the rest of the wax out, clean it really good, maybe vinegar, a little soap, dish detergent to get that out, clean that up, and use that jar for who knows what, maybe a little flower bouquet or a vase. Maybe use it for putting cotton balls in the bathroom. There are so many uses that you can reuse candle jars for. Number 16, we're going to go into your underwear drawer for this one. Yeah, I'm talking tops and bottoms. If they're worn out, probably not a good idea. And this is one of those, I know some people like to buy these things, but I don't care for it. It's one of those things that, such as, I'm trying to think of other items that, like a vacuum cleaner. It's not something I'm excited to go out and buy. You know, it's a necessity, but you're not excited to go out and buy new ones. So I know, get over that, because here's the thing. You're like, nobody sees it. Well, how it fits on you affects how your clothes look. So if it's tired and worn out and looks droopy, tops or bottoms, it's not going to look good for all the other stuff. So as much as it's not exciting, it might be worth going through and going and picking up some new items that are not drooping everywhere. You know what I'm talking about? Ooh, this next one is one of the ones in any decluttering video that I've made over the last 7.5 years. People have a hard time with this one, and it's paper clutter. Here's the quick and the dirty. This is not fun. To go through tons and years of paper, it's not fun. Now, if you're asking me how long are you supposed to keep something, here's the best way for me to tell everybody all at once what to keep. Google it. How long should I keep tax documents? Google it for your state, country, wherever you are. How long should I keep utility bills? Usually it's about a year. May not be where you are. How long should I keep X, Y, or Z? Google it. It's going to give you recommendations. People have done plenty of research that I don't have right in front of me, that you can easily find that information online. But go through that paperwork. Trust me, that's one thing that's going to make you feel better. If you ever have to go and actually find something that you should be keeping, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier if it's in one pile versus 16. Number 18 goes along with number 17. It's regarding like receipts or maybe even those utility bills that you have. I don't keep those things longer than a year. I don't keep receipts longer than actually I've decided I want to keep the thing, and it's not something that's going to break. Like if it's a piece of clothing, I can't really take that back if I've worn it, a few times, and it's jeans or whatever. I am constantly going through paperwork and not keeping it. I do not hold on to paperwork. And when looking at receipts or bills, that's one of those things that I can call the company up and I can get a copy of it if I need to, that I'm just not going to hold on for a long length of time for those items. Those are ones that I would definitely go through, and when they come in, immediately take care of them. Don't just throw them in a box or something. If it's something that if it's a grocery receipt, then go through it and you're done. If it's a receipt for something like an electronic, you might want to keep that, but be very specific. Keep a small filing area with certain things like that. And be very specific when you get those items to go through them and prioritize whether you should keep that thing. Number 19 are things like towels and bed sheets and blankets. And even washcloths. I've showed you my stack of dishcloths. Those things wear down over time. All of them do. And at some point they need to go on to what I like to call their next phase of life. Their next phase of life usually turns into some sort of cleanup rag. So if it's sheets, if it's towels, if it's dishcloths, whatever it is, it can be cut into a square and used as a clean up towel. I know growing up, when my parents used to have, and my husband actually does this too with our tomato plants, to tie the vines as they go up the tomato, what do you call the thing? What do you call the little metal thing that goes around the tomato stakes, I think? There's tomatoes that are steak tomatoes as well. Anyway, getting out sidetracked. Anyway, he would take pieces of old sheets and use those to tie bows and to tie the tomatoes up the tomato rack. are probably laughing at me. I cannot for the life of me think of what that thing is called. The tomato cage. I've seen where people take sheets and you can do what's called old-timey sheet curls. Back in the day before curlers, they rolled their hair up in sheets and tied it in sheet strips and tied it in bows. I should stop talking about this before the word sheet comes out with something else. Number 20 are those cell phones from previous generations that you no longer have. When you get a new phone, do you really need to keep the old one? It's not necessary. If the thing breaks, the one you have, maybe there's a warranty on it, maybe there's not, but what are the chances are you're going to go back like 2 phones? Now, if you want to be safe and do like the shoe thing where you keep the old phone just in case, but when you get the new phone after that, then the phone you just had becomes the old phone and that old phone gets tossed out. You see what I'm saying? Never keep more than one extra is what I would go with. Let me know what you are decluttering. What is your challenge? What are you excited to go through? What in this video prompted you to go, I'm gonna go right now and go get rid of that? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you're having a wonderful time of the year. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see future videos from me, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead.